What is up, my Lorcana Goons, and welcome back to the Lorcana Goons channel. You're watching the Monday Weekly Market Watch, and before we get into this $220 Enchanted Morph news, I want to get the results of the giveaway that we did for the video that was going over the meta pre-DLC Vegas, which we were basically wrong about because I put Emerald Steel in, yes, but how often will you see it? And we ended up seeing 3 Emerald Steel in all of top 4. So that was very interesting to see. But let's see who won that giveaway. We were giving away a mat made by Joshua Polt, the winner from the DLC Atlanta. So he makes mats. Go follow him on Facebook and reach out to him. He doesn't have like a website, but he said just reach out to him on Facebook, add him, and you can get one of these mats. This is the mat in question. This is the Brother from Another Mother edition by Joshua Polt. It's a lovely cloth mat. I enjoy playing with it at my locals. A lot of people give me compliments on it, and whoever gets this giveaway is going to win it right here too. So let's see who the lucky commenter was. All you had to do was comment what deck you'd play if you were playing DLC weekend, and we had some lovely comments. Let's see who wins. We have 3, 2, 1. Ooh, Martin. Mine was the last deck there. Cool to see it featured. Awesome. I appreciate you for watching the channel, by the way. I am going to tinker with my deck before Vegas for sure. Love to see that, dude. Huge shout out to you. This was the video. Be sure to go check it out if you want to keep up on the meta and these new videos that we're going to be making this week. Martin, I'm going to reach out to you on that comment section. I'm going to, if you see this video, please reach out to me on Twitter or on through email. It's lorcanagoons@gmail, etc.com. Reach out there for your free mat by Josh Poole. I can't stress that enough. It wins DLCs and makes some quality mats, so that's pretty awesome to see. I want to talk about the first chapter boxes a little bit because I feel like they've been going up in price just a little bit from the beginning of September, and now that we're entering October, we've seen them enter the beginning weeks of the month at around $200, and now they're getting close to 220, 230. All the non-verified sellers here have them for a little less than 230, and the lowest verified is going to be by Juan Collectible at 229. And they have 6 of them, and plenty of sellers have multiple ready to go. There's even some sellers here who have details, letting customers know who are new to Lorcana that if you are buying a first chapter booster box, Ravensburger does add the 3 pieces of tape that go on the boxes. So if you happen to get or have a box of your own that didn't come with that sticker, chances are you're more than likely in possession of a first wave, first edition Lorcana first chapter box, because the first wave boxes did not have those stickers, which is pretty cool. I'm not sure if the second wave had those. It's a bunch of jumbled information on Reddit that you can read on that kind of stuff. But first chapter booster boxes, I think, are still very much in circulation. A lot of people want these. A lot of people like these. I think that I have a couple of my own that I'm just gonna keep, tucked away for a rainy day, for lack of a better term. I have no reason to open, and I think I have a decent amount of first chapter singles. But this set is just always going to be popular. We're seeing Rapunzel's hit really expensive heights right now, alongside cards like Maleficent Monstrous Dragon, and we'll get into that right now. And all those cards come out in the first chapter booster box. So I still think, although it is getting more expensive by the month right now, you can still see a decent value with it, especially if you pull one of the Enchanteds in the booster box, which is obviously not guaranteed. But even some of the foil legendaries have a really hefty price, like the Maleficent Monstrous Dragon, and some of those are more expensive than the Enchanted rares that are coming out in Shimmering Skies, Inklands, Ursula's Returns. And in the first chapter, you can find awesome first chapter enchanters like Carefree Surfer Stitch, which is continuing to go up in price in the last couple weeks. Check this out. Mid-September, selling for around $250, and recent sales are a little bit more than that. Most recent, probably around $290-ish is what it's looking like. Yeah, so in September of 16, 17, we started seeing $260, $269, $250. Then closer to the 20s, we started seeing $281, $284, $275 even on September 23rd, $300. That was like the height, and then it kind of started coming down a little bit. $295, $250, $260. But we did see one sell for $300, and now the lowest verified is $375 by Skynet. So you're not going to find them for $300 now. And you're definitely not going to find it for less than that. That's what it's looking like. Lowest non-verified is Triple Star TCG right there. Basically the same price with shipping not included. Skynet, shout out you for having 2 of them ready to go. So for some big baller collectors right there, you could just buy 2 of them. That's not for me though. But Diablos are also going up in price. These are some enchantments from the newer sets if you want to maybe pick up Ursula's Return. Diablo Enchanteds are also some cool enchantments you can pull that have been going up in price, and just because of the meta. So if you're kind of new to the channel, new to the market, the meta is definitely impacting some of these enchantments now. I'm seeing a lot of players want to play these very nice cards in their deck, and we did see them get played at the DLC and during the DLC streams, which was really fun. Lowest verified is 295 for an Enchanted Diablo. There's only 7 listings left, and let's go ahead and look at the non-verified. Very important. TCG Legends Unite 158 with $1 shipping. They have 6 of them ready for you to go. So there's almost no reason to pay more than this price right here from these guys, which is great. But look at the recent sales. We have one that sold for 229, 245, 250, and then more recently 180, 187. So less than 200. So until these from Legends Unite sell out at 150. You're not going to see them get sold at $200 anymore. But these definitely have been going up. I'm surprised to see this listing, honestly. Pretty sure I can add it to my cart, no problem, right? Yeah, I can add it so you can buy it 158. That's actually a pretty nice discount considering that the next one is going to be $20 more. Actually, what, $50 more? Wow. Now back to one of the cutest enchantments that we have. This is Morph Space Goo. And the enchanted has been going up in price. Last week when we looked at it on the market watch, it was as low as 90 some dollars. 91, 97 was the average on the 26th, which is literally 4 days ago. Let's look at the recent sales data on the 27th, which is I think we did the market watch on the 27th, if I'm not mistaken. All the ones that were less than $100 all sold, right? 91, 94, 99, 100, 109, 110, all the way up here to 140 throughout the weekend. Crazy to see that some even selling as high as 200, 199, 194, and then another 199. There's only 5 listings left as of right now. And sorry for doing this market watch a little late, by the way. I just got a little caught up with work and then my own stuff also. But if you want a verified listing for Morph, the lowest verified is going to be by SYG for $221.60, which is cool to see. Non-verified sellers have basically the same price, $220 shipping included. By Brady the Greatest, they have 2 of them ready for you to go right there in case you want 2 Enchanted Morphs for your Emerald Steel deck. If you're net decking and you're trying to pick up the Emerald Steel from the Championships and Syed list, and you want to play it the way some of the top players played it, maybe you want to buy the Enchanteds, You can also pick up some copies of Bruno. We don't talk about Bruno. The Enchanted are also going up in price. Lowest verified 178 by Level Up Games MD. Non-verified seller Cypher TCG has them right there. And over the weekend, these definitely sold for less than this. We were seeing sales for as low as $89, $90, 108, 124, 150, and recently 173. So those are the recent comps right there. It's like Rise of the Emerald Enchanted Rares, right? So since we're on Enchanted Rares, I do want to go over one that I bought personally just recently. I don't have my deck here with me, but I bought an Enchanted Rare Lady Tremaine because I'm only playing one in my Ruby Am deck. And you know what? I told myself, I've had a good month for work and for Lorcana, and Lorcana's treated me well, so I should treat Lorcana with respect back. So I decided to splurge a little bit and spend $60 on an Enchanted Rare Lady Tremaine. Shout out the homie. This ended up going. I spent $60, and now lowest verified is going to be $70.17 by Level 1 Gaming. So I feel like I did a good investment, right? I like Lady Tremaine. Lady Tremaine's one of those enchantments that kind of comes in and out of the format, and this artwork is underrated. I personally like the set 2 Rise of the Floodborn artwork. I appreciated the whole paintbrush kind of aspect they did, and I really like the way this card shines. So I'm glad I have one in my deck so I get to kind of flex a little bit when I play that. Oswald going up in price also over the weekend. Lowest verified is now 87 again. We did see this kind of hit this high during the early weeks of the D23 release, and I didn't think they were going to go up this expensive again into a while, but recently over the weekend we've seen some sales as high as $88, $85. So now we're back at the $80 range, almost $90 range basically. Level Up Games MD also has them at $87.91. So if you've been like holding some of the D23 collections like I have, or kind of picking up some Enchanted on the side like I have, a lot of this stuff means a lot. So some of the market watch stuff is personal because I do look out for some of these cards that I'm bringing up in the market watch, and when I put my money where my mouth is, and I'm like, hey, maybe I do want a Morph Enchanted, right? But when it came to Rapunzel, I definitely slept because this Rapunzel is now $50, and that's the lowest you're gonna be able to find it going by verified sellers. Bookworm Collections $48.50 with $1 shipping, and then Prowess Gaming has them for $48 for shipping included. But it's kind of hard to find multiples. But look at that, Selling Trading Cards has 11 of them ready to go. So if you want to buy all your Rapunzels right now, you can get them all from one seller, which is really cool. $50 for a non-foil, and $75 for a light plate foil. $75 also by Mirror Break Games for a cold foil, Rapunzel, gifted with healing from the first chapter, just like we were saying, you know. But some more enchantments going up in price. Sisu, Empowered Sibling, it's going to be $22 this weekend, $23 actually by Gamers and Geeks, $23.29 with $110 shipping. They got two of them for you. Card going up, I think, because Emerald Steel kind of coming back into the meta, and you know, if this strategy worked against a Bucky and it worked against that strong Emerald Steel deck, I think it might work against the current Emerald Steel deck as well. So I think a lot of players are picking up on that. It's good in red blue, it's good in red purple, so it's definitely starting to become a meta defining card, and it's around $22. But you know what else is $22? Our Lorcana Goons t-shirts that you can buy now on the website that is connected to the YouTube channel, and it's going to be in the description as well. So it's $22, and then you got to pay some shipping as well, and they come to your door with the Lorcana Goons sticker, and you know, as many goons as I have, I will throw in as well. So I will throw any lingering goons I have. I actually collected a bunch of like goons over the weekend just for this video. So you know, if you guys want a shirt and you want to represent the Lorcana Goons squad the way we've been doing at the DLCs, featured by a lot of our professional players. Look, there's me and Dean Confam right here. We were in top 64 together at the Fort Worth DLC, and we're both wearing the Goons shirts, you know. So if you want to represent the Goons squad, be sure to get your shirt. I only made a couple, so there's probably like 50 in total, and Zach has the other 50 at Frank & Sons Collectible Show. So if you're in Southern California and you want to buy them in person, you can buy them from Zach Stone. You guys know who Zach Stone is. And thank you for anybody who's already ordered the shirts. It means so much to me. I didn't even think anybody would order any in general, right? But you know, so it's kind of a big step, because I have like a big old box of shirts in my room. But you know, we're ready to do it, and it would really mean the world if you guys did support the channel that way. Next up, we have Elsa, Spirit of Winter. Lowest verified today is going to be $18 now. These have been going up since the early September. They're more than $10, which is great to see. Now they're getting close to $20, which is awesome. And personally, I might play it in Rubyam too. My current strategy is playing 3 to 4 of Elsa Fit Spirit again. And these cold foils definitely keep their price. Check this out. $55 by the Unnamed Collector. Love to see that. Dang, in the beginning of September, they were in the $40 range. They just shot up recently. And a lot of it is because we got a very good shiftable target, which is the 5-drop Elsa Fit Spirit. So if you're currently looking at some of the DLC lists or some of the lists that have been topping a lot of tournaments, you'll see that card a lot in a lot of decks, and it's a very good card to be able to play on turn 5 and then shift Elsa on turn 6. And a lot of the way the meta shifts the card pool is very interesting to see, especially if you're trying to get into card vending like me. And if, by the way, if you're in Southern California in the Carlsbad, San Diego County area, I'm at Ninja Exchange every Sunday if you want to say hi, and also maybe pick up some cards for me or Lorcana Goon shirts, you know. So I have a big inventory there, and I'm going to be working there every Sunday now too. I want to go over Ursula, Deceiver of All now. This is a $20-some cold foil, which is cool. It's pretty cheap in my opinion. Lowest non-verified has them for $21.49 with that $4 shipping, so that's around $25, right? Lowest verified for a near mint is $25 by Fade and Nostalgia with a $1.27 shipping. Look at these cold foil prices, not that much cheaper, basically $20. So $19.99 by Level Up Games. So if you want to pay $20 for a non-foil, why not pay $5 more for a cold foil? In my opinion, just looks a little bit better. If you want some good deals as well, Clarabelle's pretty cheap this week. This card has been coming down. I think a lot of the recent Emerald strategies that we've seen winning and topping the DLCs do not include Clarabelle, but Clarabelle's still being used in some of the Emerald Sapphire and Emerald Amethyst strategies. And personally, I'm gonna try and win a set champs using Emerald Sapphire, my blue-green cow fishing deck, just to prove a point, because I love this card so much, right? Bunch of non-verifieds right here have a bunch of listings for as low as $20-some. We have $21.99 by Prowess Gaming. They have 4 of them. And then look at this. Easy's Cards has 59 of them at $21 with a $1.80, which is pretty awesome to see. So if you want to buy all your Clarabelles from one seller, you can buy them from them. Cold foils did come down too, but they're still around $35, $36 even if you kind of go through the multiple sellers, which is nice to see. Anna's also coming down in price since the hype of the DLC win. Now you can find some for as low as $12 by a verified seller, or $10.50 by Cheaply Mint right there, lowest non-verified for your Annas. And cold foils, there's not that many left though, so these are still pretty expensive. These are going to be $25 by Ironic Object, or Level Up Games is the next verified seller for your Anna, Diplomatic Queen. And there's a couple other legendaries that I think are really cheap that might actually become good in the future, like Stitch Carefree Surfer. I personally think this card is so cheap. I just picked up 4 earlier, and I think I had to share that with you guys because this card used to be like $40 at one point, and I personally like the potential of this card. Cold foils are going to be a little bit more expensive because they are from the first chapter, and first chapter cold foils tend to prove a little bit more, in demand than some of the other cards. These are going to be as expensive as $25 by Atomic Gaming for a cold foil Surfer Stitch, which I think is still pretty inexpensive. Some other good value cards like Flynn Rider being only $2, $2.50 with a $1.27 shipping by Level Up Games today, which is pretty cheap. After that, they do start to hit more closer to $3.75 with with the verified sellers, but you can get them by an unverified seller for as low as $2 as well. I think that's a pretty good deal alongside Sisu Emboldened Warrior. I think Ruby Amethyst is one of the cheapest decks you can make right now if you just buy all the non-foils, especially with these lower prices than usual, because I thought they'd be more expensive, but I don't think Ruby Amethyst is very favored in the meta right now. So if you do want to get into the game and pick up a meta deck, this might be the one because of how cheap it is. $2.65 with a $1.27 shipping. Lowest verified today by Oblivion Games Tampa for your Sisus to go alongside your Flynn Riders. Madam Mims have been going up in price this month, though, and I'm pretty sure that's the demand of Ruby Sapphire as well. They're now $2 with $1.27 shipping, closer to $3-4 now for this super rare. It used to be in the cents range, by the way, like months ago. So that was pretty awesome to see that they're kind of going up in price, because I have a bunch of them. Chernobog followers, these are going to be cold foils now that I want to go over that I think are pretty cool. The lowest verified for a cold foil Chernobog followers is now $5, $4.55 with a $1.27 shipping by Level Up Games. They shout out Level Up Games. They have the lowest verifieds for basically all the good cards this week. There's a lot of item hype with that Oswald card coming out, and one of the best item synergy cards is Maurice's Workshop, which we've seen used in the Queen item deck, by the way, and the cold foils are still very cheap right now, as low as $3 with a $1.27 shipping by Lorcana TCG Pro. So as someone who play tests against a friend who constantly uses the Ruby Sapphire item deck, that deck is not to be messed with or underestimated, and I think with the addition of Oswald and maybe even Hero, we're going to see a lot of synergy with items. So this is a cold foil that I'm personally looking into and liking to buy. People played Merlin's College on me last week because of that Jonathan Lamb Blue Steel list, and I thought it was hilarious. Those are some of the most fun games I've had of Lorcana. So please, if you're playing this card, please keep playing it. It's hilarious. I had 2 different players use this on me throughout this week at locals. It was pretty funny. But they're pretty cheap on the cold foil range. They're only 25 cents with a $1.27 shipping. So that's definitely cheap for a card that I've already had somebody play twice on me. And if you want it only plays like 1 copy. I think you can get them on the cold foil for that cheap, right? And speaking of cheap cold foils that are staples, Grandma Talas are extremely cheap. I'm picking up 4 today no matter what, because you can find them as low as 28 cents today with a $1.27 shipping with Lost within TCG. There's also Poke Smashers and Poke Haven cards that start to get a little bit more expensive with 50 cents, 65, 66. So closer to around $2, but still pretty cheap for a card that I think is going to automatically be a 4 of in most of my Sapphire decks in the future. Merlin Crabs seem to always come into the meta, and these are still less than $1 on TCG Player. FRG Collectibles has 2 of them for you right there. Check that out. I kind of want to add those to my cart, but at the end of this video, if they're still there, I will. If you guys beat me to it, then you guys did. Too bad for me. The house card CCTLV right there, they were going to have them for $1.15. So they start to hit almost $2-3 already, but I feel like you can maybe still pick these up for cheap right now, and in the future, they're always going to be useful, right? Diablo is a very important cold foil for a lot of you Emerald players, and these are still pretty cheap. You can find them for 50 cents with the $1.27 shipping. Maybe you can find somebody in person selling multiples for a little bit cheaper. They're only about $2, which is cool to see. And I personally think this is a definite staple in most Emerald decks if you're playing the Diablo Shift combo, right? Hidden Coves. We saw, I believe, Zach Bivens playing 4 Hidden Coves at the DLC, and these are only 25 cents with that extra shipping cost. So, obviously you have to buy multiples from each different seller, but they're still really inexpensive in my opinion for some common foil staples. Because foils are very hard to pull in Lorcana. I feel like I always pull very unplayable foils when I open my cases of Lorcana. So some of these end up going up in price, like Visions of the Future, which is also a common foil card that seems to be pretty expensive. Check this out. These are as low as $1 with the extra shipping cost, and then $1.50, and then they shoot up to $2.81 already. So these are almost $4 now, given the popularity of Sapphire in the meta, right? So a lot of these other common foils I think should not be underappreciated, right? The same way we're looking at Morph or even Sudden Chill. Sudden Chill's finally going up in price. I know I've mentioned this in previous market watches too, but these are finally not in the 50 cents range. These are like $2 with $1.27 shipping. So in person, I would definitely not want to let these go for anything less than like $3, $4, right? But that's going to be all for this week's Monday Night Market Watch. Thank you guys for watching. And in case you're wondering why I'm on this angle, it's because we have a new camera. I have 2 cameras now, so I can maybe start streaming, potentially. So be sure to look out for those. Once again, huge shout out to the winner. Thank you guys for supporting the channel. Be sure to follow Joshua Poll on Facebook so you can get a map for yourself. And if you guys want some Lorcana Goon shirts, check out the store. Really appreciate you guys. Once again, like, comment, and subscribe. And we'll see you goons next time. Be sure to stay tuned to Lorcana Goons for more.